this refinery can refine, it's not really good for Nigeria. Very, very poor and bad products. But it can get better. Not because it can get better. When other, what do you call it? When the other needed structures, okay, are all running, up and running. All other plants that are supposed to purify it and all of that are up and running. That is if you now have that 100% completion ready. It can actually really do the job. But what they are saying now is that even though it doesn't have that capacity, and because of that, they haven't even issued him a license to say the product produced from Dangote refineries can be purchased in Nigeria. So the guy now said, what is being imported into Nigeria is a better quality than what Dangote is capable of refining. So some people have now turned it over, he said, and said, you are supposed to be encouraging him. At least you are supposed to. So they were ignoring the fact that you are not ready is you are not ready. Okay? Then that you are not ready, but you are now pushing. Hang on, the guy said Dangote is now pushing to stop importation of fuel into Nigeria and take the monopoly of that oil product, even though he is not ready. You know, if you are ready, okay, yeah, we have it now. What else? Why are you importing? Fine. But within themselves, like I said, you know, Dangote himself is already importing a fuel to Nigeria. And he's selling that. Hang on, they said, even Dangote himself said he has refined, which means he's also refined. He has the capacity of refining, but it's not what he can sell in Nigeria. So somehow, you have to figure out who is now lying here. But let's first hear from the guy. Because now this guy is kind of being presented as a saboteur who are trying to continue importing fuel to sabotage Dangote. But here.
Well, just like you rightly asked, there are a lot of concerns about supply of petroleum products nationwide, and the claims by some media houses that we're trying to scuttle Dangote Refinery. That is not so. Dangote Refinery is still in the pre-commissioning stage. It has not been licensed yet. We haven't licensed them yet. They are still in pre-commissioning. I think they're about 45% completion rather. So we cannot rely heavily on one refinery to feed the nation, because the Dangote is requesting that we should suspend or stop all importation of petroleum products, especially AGO and jet fuel, and direct all marketers to the refinery. That is not good for the nation in terms of energy security, and that is not good for markets because of monopoly. So in terms of quality, currently the AGO quality in terms of sulfur is the lowest as far as West African requirement of 50 ppm. Dangote Refinery, as well as some modular refineries, like Walter Smith Refinery, RD Refinery, they're producing between 650 to 1,200 ppm. So in terms of quality, their quality is much, much inferior to the imported quality.
Thank you very much.
Well,
so he said something about energy security. So Bokuwari, Emefiole, they lied. Let's go back to last year when they brought presidents, business tycoons all over the world, CEOs from here and there, entertainers and the rest, politicians too, to celebrate the biggest refinery in the world completed. This was over a year ago, and it was a lie. In this video, you are going to hear how much Nigeria gave to Dangote. Yeah, you're going to hear that from this video. So let's go back to May 22nd, 2023, when Emefiole publicly told us the involvement of Nigeria and Nigeria's money in this near scam.
Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic, His Excellency Macky Sall of Senegal, His Excellency Forig Nasingbe of Togo will welcome you to Nigeria. Your Excellency, the President-elect of Nigeria, Asiwaju, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, duly represented by the Vice President-elect and my brother, Senator Kashim Shettima, the President of the Senate, Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and please at this point, let me just stand on already established protocol. Good morning to you all. I'm immensely delighted to be here today to witness this historic occasion, which heralds a significant accomplishment for Nigeria's foremost industrialist, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the Dangote Group, as well as our beloved nation, Nigeria, and indeed the entire continent of Africa. Today, our history is being rewritten, and Nigeria's trajectory for greater growth and prosperity is enhanced as we inaugurate Africa's largest refinery, the Dangote Refinery, alongside its petrochemical plant. I congratulate Alhaji Aliko Dangote and his team for their uncommon tenacity and unwavering commitment in completing this project, notwithstanding various challenges that they have faced. More importantly, please permit me to congratulate and thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his unrivaled leadership, vision, and support in ensuring that this significant project, which exemplifies the President's effort towards building a more productive economy, was completed during his tenure as President. Mr. President, sir, it is on record that when the NNPC was created in 1997, you were the corporation's first chairman and shepherded them into the behemoth they are today. As Federal Commissioner of Petroleum Resources, you completed and commissioned Nigeria's wholly owned refinery in Warri in 1978, while significantly improving the readiness of the Kaduna Refinery, which was also commissioned in 1980. As President, you have not only superintended over the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, you led the efforts towards the finalization and enactment of the Petroleum Industry Act, a law that had eluded many presidents before you, sir. Your Excellency, over the last 8 years, your far-reaching vision and deep knowledge has also been instrumental in the tremendous growth of the construction phase of this refinery, for which we are here today. Mr. President, today, your name goes into our annals of history as you yet again commissioned to produce 650,000 barrels of crude per day, is the largest single train in the world. Given its processing capacity, this refinery is more than able to meet all of Nigeria's domestic fuel consumption, whilst the excess production will be available for export. This will not only aid our domestic production needs, but also help in generating export revenue for our country. This refinery is designed to process not only Bonny Light grade of crude oil, but also process a wide range of other crude streams, including many from Africa, some Mid-Eastern streams, and the U.S. Bonny Light. Your Excellency, in September 2013, when Alhaji Dangote announced his plans for a refinery, it was Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic.
Yes.
Boko Haram, make them come more fight. If you not come more fight, we will not go come up for here. So make them come more fight, make it finish. Allahu Akbar. I think and I say and I get power. Make them come.
Allah Akbar. I'm coming back to that guy. I'll tell you the story. So that first part is to show to you Emefiole telling us the involvement of Bokwari in the Dangote Refinery. Then the history of, this next, the other part I noticed is that the Niger Republic president is in jail now. It was after that video, after that Dangote commissioning. They brought him, Bokwari brought him. Bokwari was planning to go and retire in Niger Republic until they set fire for border, and he remained in Katsina, in Daura. Mark Sally from Senegal has also been defeated, where he was trying to force his own stooge on the country. He is no longer politically relevant. He now lives in exile in France. The other one is Yesibe Yadema of Togo. That one, I think that one is still there. That one is now planning to have a one single term sort of a law change for their president to say, okay, if you are president, you can only spend 6 years single term, I think. So a lot has happened since that video. And Emefiole is being in jail out. Currently is out on bail. And this is also due to all the scams they perpetuated using this same Dangote refinery. Did you see them together? Now let's go listen to how much did Nigeria give Dangote? And when did Dangote pay it back? When the refinery is not even working. Listen.
Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic announced his plans for a refinery. It was estimated to cost just about $9 billion. By 2017, when Dangote Group commenced this project, the project had escalated, and due to an array of factors, the project was eventually completed today at a total cost of $18.5 billion, with a contribution of 50% equity investment by Dangote and 50% debt finance by our banks. I'm delighted to announce, Your Excellency, that the commercial loan component of the project was financed majorly by our domestic banks, with the balance sourced from foreign banks. The Central Bank of Nigeria also partnered, as always, with Dangote in ensuring the successful completion of this project by providing over 125 billion naira to cover domestic currency requirement for the venture, while also ensuring the availability of foreign exchange to pay for the importation of some of the plants and machinery being commissioned today. Your Excellencies, we have it on good authority that the Dangote Group has paid down some portion of this commercial loan even before this commissioning today. As at today, total loans outstanding has dropped from over $9 billion when this project started to $2.7 billion today. Alhaji, please pardon me that I have to reveal numbers here. This reflects the astute creditworthiness and commercial capability of the group and its chairman, Alhaji Dangote. Your Excellencies, please permit me at this juncture to appreciate all the participating local Nigerian banks who did not only partner with the project through effective financing, but were keenly aware of the importance of the project to our country. They provided immense support and exceptional understanding, even when interest and principal payments were almost overdue. They were patient with Dangote Group. Mr. President, I must thank you for your astute vision to ensure that Nigeria produces what we consume and that we consume what we produce, and this is one. This refinery and petrochemical project is a testament to your vision for Nigeria. It shows that regardless of what the world stands or the world thinks, Nigeria can be self-sufficient in all products that we consume, and at the same time, export our excess output to the rest of the world.
Well, just like you rightly asked, there are a lot of concerns about supply of petroleum products nationwide, and the claims by some media houses that we're trying to scuttle Dangote Refinery. That is not so. Dangote Refinery is still in the pre-commissioning stage. It has not been licensed yet. We haven't licensed them yet. They are still in pre-commissioning. I think they're about 45% completion rather. So we cannot rely heavily on one refinery to feed the nation, because the Dangote is requesting that we should suspend or stop all importation of petroleum products, especially AGO and jet fuel, and direct all marketers to the refinery. That is not good for the nation in terms of energy security, and that is not good for markets because of monopoly. So,
and he's right. This video was shared sometimes in September 2023. 4 months after that Emefiole's video or commissioning.
This be where they are for Dangote Refinery, then they walk. That place where they say work don't finish. See they see am.
Na lie.
Work never finish.
Na lie, work never finish. Na lie, Nigeria na scam. Yeah.
This be where they.
I believe those guys probably have been sacked. It wasn't even in September. It was actually in December 2023, that video. So they're hiding so much, but they're riding on it. And they are using the media, right? I saw Apathy today having a meltdown. I'll come to that. Here is Dangote sharing his stories with the story of his refinery, the story of his rice mill or other mills like that, with the people in a room, a refinery that is a scam. Yeah, put it that way. Fair enough.
I mean, upstream production, we have block 71, 72. And I think the issues that we've had, we've been able to resolve with, with our main partner, thanks to them, NMPC. We resolve the issue. So definitely production of oil will, start. We'll start taking our oil hopefully by August, right, Edwin? By August, our production will start, from block 71, 72. Not much, but it's about 25,000 barrels per day. Then in agriculture, we're going to be in rice and sugarcane, then tomato. Tomatoes, we're doing a fresh one, here in Nigeria. But the rice, we have 1 million tons of rice, which is actually 34% of the entire, processing capacity. When we get to the rice, I'll also explain to you. So we are actually, this is now, the revenues were, expected to grow 6 times over the next 1 year. Because after the refinery, when we commission, we are now moving from 2002, we are at about 5.4 billion. Last year, we were at about 5.6 despite the devaluation. And then by 2025, full year, our own, revenues will be over 30 billion. Current is about 75% from cement. This is just to tell you how we've been thinking, how, we kept on, re-engineering the company. So because when you stay in one place or you remain dormant, events will take place where now you find yourself in trouble. So we're always trying to, because what are we trying to do here? What we are trying to do is to totally get ourselves out of demand of foreign exchange from Central Bank of Nigeria. And what we want to do is actually to be the biggest supplier of foreign exchange in the foreign exchange market. So we want to be suppliers, not people that will demand FX from the central bank. So 75% of our revenue used to come from cement business. And then 80% of our EBITDA was coming from Nigeria. So 90% of the revenue in various local currencies. Because when you look at it, with about 80% of our earning before interest and depreciation is a little bit high, or it is a risk dominated in one single currency dominated here in Nigeria. So we now change and say, okay, fine, can we dollarize our business, which is what we've done. So 15% now of the revenue going forward will come from cement, from 75%. And 50% of our EBITDA.
No. So his briefing is shareholders, okay. So the projection that he has for the petroleum sector, is worse than what he had already kind of implementing in the area of cement. Nigeria, Dangote was given the access to Nigeria limestone. Like they are like just pretty much like gifted it to him. Okay, it's one mineral resources that is like his birthright. He has the right to first refusal. If found any limestone anywhere in Nigeria, he is expected to be there. But yet, Nigerians pay the highest for a bag of cement in the entire Africa. Other African countries are actually paying cheaper. And in few other African countries where he is, Dangote, also kind of like with his Dangote cement factory where they have limestone too, they are not being treated that way. So monopolizing the oil product is huge. And his dream is to control the forex inflow to Nigeria, whereby instead of, because it's like he himself is feeling like the party is coming to an end. Because before now, Dangote and his guys, they have their own special table at the Central Bank of Nigeria. In fact, the Central Bank of Nigeria, when you look at all their monetary policies, you will see it there where Dangote's interests are clearly guided and, like jealously guided and protected. Even if other businesses would have to die for him, they will make the policy so. Now that the Central Bank of Nigeria is empty, the next place the money goes to is mostly on this subsidy. And it keeps growing and keeps growing. So it could have a slice. It's actually an ambitious thing, but it should ordinarily have been beneficial to the people. But they told the people that you have Dangote Refinery doesn't mean that the petroleum product is going to be cheap in Nigeria. So what is now what is the essence of the whole noise then, if it's never going to benefit them or give them cheaper fuel? So if you buy Dangote cement, then you should have an idea what a Dangote petrol will be or Dangote diesel will be. But you should just get your plant completed. And if the idea is, oh, we don't have to get it completed right away, then tell people stop giving yourself deadline by August, by December. Stop giving deadline. Just get on with it and say, you know what? Currently, we're supposed to be 650,000 barrel of crude oil every day refinery. That will be when we are fully completed. But for now, we can only do 45,000 barrels. At least that's clear. And people can stop repeating the lie and raising their expectation. Do you know that Dangote Refinery was promised to give, that it was going to give you 13,000 megawatt electricity? By now, if Dangote Refinery is actually ready, there should not be any day without electricity in Lagos alone. I mean, 13,000 megawatts. Nigeria itself no get more than 5,000 megawatts. The whole Nigeria is generating 5,000 megawatts. APC, Egbekegbe, Dangote himself said his refinery would generate 13,000 megawatt electricity. That's massive. So if now only just 1,500 they give Lagos alone, nowhere in Lagos will be without electricity. That alone should tell you what you need to know. But here, just a few days ago,
it's good for us to test all the types of crudes that we are receiving, so that because sometimes you can buy a crude and then people can give you the one that has a lot of metals or a lot of sulfur. But the most important is just that because we know mainly West Africa is a home for dumped bad fuel, bad petroleum products. So we have the most updated lab. This lab, you cannot even find it in Saudi Aramco because we have the latest and we can actually test anything, be it aviation,